We're all human.
Is that we're all human?
We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes.
But we can have redemption.
We have redemption, and we can learn from them and grow from them. But so most of the time, it's just average citizens. We're not thinking about where the oil came from so we can get our products.
Yeah.
We're not thinking about where the gas came from so that we can fill up our cars. We're not thinking about that one evil man can shut down entire countries by just making them go dark. Break this down to us, please.
I will. Okay, so there are pockets of the globe where there's a lot of oil and gas. Mm-hmm. We have it here. Mm-hmm. We are the richest energy nation in the world. We have more oil and gas underneath our lands and shores than anywhere else, including the Middle East, including Russia.
In the world?
In the world. If you include coal,
wow,
natural gas, and oil together combined.
Wow.
And our neighbors to the north, Canada, has quite a bit too.
Oh, they do? Okay.
And
that's why they were trying to get some from there.
that's why we wanted to build that pipeline, that Keystone pipeline down. Mm-hmm. Russia has a lot too.
Okay.
And Russia has been using their oil to fuel their dictatorship, to fuel Putin's regime, because they get almost a third of their entire budget, the Russian budget, from oil and gas revenue.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty big.
But you have
to do their communism stuff, because it's not like he treats his people well.
That's right. But here's, to understand what happened this past couple of weeks.
Yes, please.
We have to go back a ways.
Okay, that's okay.
I'd like to do that for you, because it's really important.
It is incredibly important.
So for years and years and years, our politicians in Washington have told us that we consume too much oil and we don't make enough of it. Okay. And then about 2010 or so, our oil and gas producers, the market, they figured out a way to develop a technology for us to get vast amounts of the oil that we have under the ground. Mm-hmm. It's called hydraulic fracturing.
The fracking.
The fracking.
Yes, that's Wilkes. Yes, they're wonderful people, Christian people.
And what we were able to do in 10 years, and you got to understand that politicians, Democrats and Republicans, for the last 50 years have been saying we need to be energy independent. Okay. Well, in large part because of that fracking.
And they figured out how to, for people that don't understand fracking, I only know a little bit about it because amazing Christian people were involved in the technology. God just birthed in them. It's going way down deep, right? And then they go find it that way?
They go down deep, and then they go across.
Yeah.
And then once you go across, you get a seam. It's called a seam.
Okay.
It's like that brick there. There's a seam of oil in that brick, or a seam of natural gas. And so they drill across that seam, and then they put little charges in there, and the rocks break up. Okay. And it pushes all that oil or all that gas out, and they can draw it out.
And then draw it out without interrupting everything above.
That's right.
Okay, so go ahead.
So what happened in those 10 years?
Fracking became something new, and all of a sudden it's like you guys have been talking all this stuff about how we need to, and now we have the ability to.
And we had the ability, and we did it, and during President Trump's administration, he said, this is a strategic energy resource. We need to do more of this. We need to be energy independent. And his policies, what he did was undo a lot of the obstruction that the Obama and Biden administration had done.
They shut all these extra regulations, all this stuff through the Energy Department and other places, because they have another agenda. They don't like the fracking, so they put in all this stuff, all these rules against the industry. And now you're saying, then here comes President Trump and says, remove all those barriers because we need to do this.
And he was bullish on American energy production.
He was bullish on a whole lot of things, but okay, on energy too.
What happened was we became energy independent.
I know. Everybody knew this. It's like, wow, really? How did this happen? And it was because, like you said, he was adamant that we got enough, let's do it.
That's right.
So go ahead.
So what happened when Joe Biden got elected was, and you have to understand that the Democratic Party is captured by an extreme environmental movement that hates these resources, that doesn't want us to use them. And they've been pushing alternatives, renewables, wind and solar, as if that could possibly make up the difference.
Because their set of assumptions are very contrary to the Bible's. They think that we can run out of stuff and that they have to hoard it, and that's not God. I mean, he is a creator, and he's going to show us how to even do things like fracking. Go get it down there. I put everything you need. So you're right. I have a real problem with their agenda, but it shows up in terms that sound friendly. Well, the climate's changing, so we need to do these new things. But go ahead. And then they want to use government to force people to do them. And so now we're at the place where you're telling us this story, and I'll keep interrupting.
So from day one, Joe Biden said,
Yeah.
we're reversing this.
I know.
I am listening to AOC. I'm listening to Greta. Our energy policy is going to be to shut down the oil and gas industry in this country. And all of his actions from the first day he took office are sending a signal to Vladimir Putin
Oh, my goodness.
that we're not serious about our energy.
Oh, my.
Right?
And he's serious because a third of his revenues come from it.
A third.
So if he could try to hoard up a whole lot more and get a whole lot more territory, it makes him more money to do his communist evil things. So go ahead. Oh, dear.
So you got to combine